Step into the ladies' room with Clarissa.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Ladies Room Talk Show. I'm Clarissa Kenty, your Kingdom Concierge. Listen, I am so excited about you being here today. We have a great show tonight. So I want you to go ahead and share this live, share it with your network of friends, because we're going to be learning a lot of great things about eyes, optometry, eye health. We're going to be learning a lot about that tonight, so I don't want you to miss it. But before we get started and I introduce to you our guest tonight, I want to give a big shout out to Raphael on last week. Raphael is an amazing production artist. He does videography, cinematography. He does an amazing amount of work out there in the industry. And he's also a health nut. And so we talked last week on a lot of great things about health, about filming, about lighting, about all of the celebrities that he's worked with in the industry and how he got started. It is an amazing story about Raphael and the things that he is doing and has done. Now, something that you missed if you did not see it last week, he talked about eating raw liver. Yeah, I said it. Eating raw beef liver. And he claims that it's good and has health properties. So if you missed that show last week, please go back to the show last week so you can check it out. It was a really good show, but he just threw me with the raw liver stuff. So, if you eat raw liver, good for you. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. I will not be eating raw liver. I can't do it. But it was a great show nonetheless, and it was a good story about Raphael and what he's doing in the industry. And he really gave a very nice shout out and an encouraging word to young people who are wanting to get into the industry. So please check it out, guys, and be sure to share that show with your network of friends. Also, I was on a very nice retreat this weekend with the Wow Girls. The Wow Girls is under the leadership of Pam Brown, and Pam did an amazing job this weekend. The swag bags were amazing. I met some great friends and some great women, and we just really had a nice time. Went to a place called Arley, Alabama. And Arley, Alabama, guys, when I tell you beautiful, we stayed in a chalet that had maybe about 11 or 12 rooms. We were right there by the lake. It came with a boat if you wanted to get out on the water. It had two screened-in porches, one upstairs and downstairs, an open platform and an open floor plan. When I tell you it was fun and we really had a nice time, great food and great fellowship. It was really great. So big kudos to you, Pam, for having that event this weekend. Had a great time, and I'm truly refreshed and ready to see what the end is going to be. So big kudos to that great show this weekend. And also, guys, I want us to be in prayer for the Smothers family in South Carolina. Some of you may know that I started off in radio when I was 17 years old in Spartanburg, South Carolina. I was one of the weekend radio announcers with 1530 WASC. And at that radio station, I was mentored by some amazing men, Lou Broadus, who's gone on to be with the Lord now, Ed Waddell, and Tommy Smathers. Tommy Smathers was the man on Sunday Morning Gospel. He has passed away, and I think they did have his services on last week. So we want to keep that family uplifted and keep them in our prayers. I'm mentioning him because he was one of the three mentors who poured into me to help me with my broadcasting experience. And so To the Smothers family, we do send our prayers to you and our love, and we pray that you'll be healed during your time of bereavement. So big kudos, guys, to again to the Wild Conference and retreat. Lots of fun there. I want to invite you to come out to my church on this Saturday. This Saturday is our family corporate prayer. We're inviting everybody to come out to Empowerment Word Church in Alabaster, Alabama, where Pastor Sean and Lady Gwen Edwards are our pastors. Guys, listen, we're praying for families. It's an all-white affair. We're wearing our cute sports casual white. So bring your white game and your clothes and come out. Bring your family, bring yourself. Just come out, guys. We're going to really have a nice time as we're setting our presence going into the year of 2024. So we invite you to come out. That will start at 10 o'clock a.m. Saturday morning at corporate prayer at Empowerment Word Church. Pastor Sean and Lady Gwen are the pastors there in Alabaster, Alabama. So tonight, I have a wonderful soul that's going to be joining me inside the ladies' room tonight. She is such a beautiful young lady. She is just a ray of sunshine, and I am already in love with her. I love her energy, and certainly she's going to get a virtual key to come back to the ladies' room. She can use it anytime she wants to, and I'm just impressed with this young lady. She is in her second year at the University of Alabama, Birmingham, and she's in the optometry department. She wants to study to be an ophthalmologist. I think that's the name for it. And she studies the eyes, guys. So she knows that eyes are the windows to the soul. So, guys, we're going to bring into the ladies' room here tonight Malia McDowell. I hope I remember the name right. Malia McDowell. So, Malia, welcome to the ladies' room.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, you're doing something really great. Oh, hi, John. How's it going? Glad you're stepping into the ladies' room here tonight. Prayers go out to you in Kenya and also for shelter and clothing. 35 orphans, we got you covered. So we have Malia in the ladies' room here tonight. She is, guys, in school for ophthalmology, the study of the eyes. So Malia, tell us a little bit about you and how you got into this field of study.
Yeah, so I'm currently 22 years old. So I grew up in Tennessee, and then I decided to go to college in Texas, at University of Texas at San Antonio, and I completed my degree in 3 years. I have a major in public health, a minor in biology, and a focus in epidemiology. And then from there, I knew I wanted to pursue something in the medical field, simply because when I was in high school, I got a lot of exposure overseas to people that were a little bit more, needed help or underprivileged. And so when I was in high school, I went to Dominican Republic, Costa Rica, and Peru. And I did these Spanish immersion trips, and we would go to like local shelters and help people. And I saw like, oh, they don't have any health care. And so from there, I went to help them overseas. I even did a mission trip this past summer where I did eye care in the Dominican Republic, and then also mission work for evangelism. And then, so obviously we need help over here in Birmingham too. So I don't want to just help people overseas. I want to help people in my own community, in my own country. So from there, graduated college in 3 years, went to Alabama at the University of Alabama School of Optometry. And what really got me involved in the eyes, it's mainly exposure. So growing up, I had perfect vision. I never seen the optometrist ever. And then once I got a job with an optometrist, I realized how much I love the career. You can have your own business, or you can work with an OD/MD practice, or you can work in corporate, at a Walmart, at a Lens Crafters. You have all these different outlets you can work in. And then also it's just a great flexible career. You can set your own hours, and you can it's so flexible to like what you want to do and what you don't want to do, or what kind of, eye care do you want to practice. So that really drew me in. It's like, if I have a family and stuff, I can make time for my career and my personal life.
Excellent. It's so rare that you come across someone of your age that knows exactly what she wants to do and that you're on that path to pursuing that. And so kudos to you. I know your parents are very proud. So you are quite an impressive young lady. And so not only are you going to school and getting your degree, but you have the courage of your convictions, meaning that you're hosting a free vision screening on this Saturday. I want to talk about that because there are a lot of people who are not going to get their eyes checked. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's very important. It's more than just wearing glasses, it's for your overall health of your eyes. What's going on behind the eyes? What's taking place inside of the eyes? What's taking place with the pressure of your eyes? And these are all things that we, the lay people, there's no way we can figure that out. And a lot of times, things that's going on inside your eyes, you don't get signals like you would with your body. If your hormones are off, your body's going to say, hey, you're a little tired, a little lethargic, or you having night sweats or whatever. Your body gives these signals and it makes you go to the doctor. But sometimes with your eyes, unless it's just really aggressive, you don't get those signals. You don't get that, hey, your eye is off in its pressure. You don't know that unless you go get your eyes dilated and get it checked out. And so what made you realize that there was a need in these communities to offer this free vision screening?
Yeah, I think for me, it's just more about the lack of access to healthcare. And so what you're saying, which I really want to reiterate, it's like with your eyes, once you have symptoms, usually it's too bad to heal. So as soon
Mm,
as you're having like flashes of light, even some floaters and stuff, like that means you have a serious, like terrible, disease with your eye, and you probably do have loss of your vision. And
mm,
so, especially in these communities that are more at risk, like you're not getting your annual eye exam, or you don't have access to healthcare, or you're
right.
just, maybe it's too far, or something's going on with your insurance or your job and stuff. It's very important to get checked annually, especially if you have other systemic conditions like
Mm,
diabetes, the leading cause of blindness, or high blood pressure, or even high cholesterol. And a lot of things like this is mainly impacting the Black, Hispanic, other communities that are minority populations. And so
mhm,
it's just, I would say, reiterating, like, I would say with vision, we don't realize like how amazing it is until it's gone. And that's the scary part, because when it's gone, like we're not that far in science to replace your eyeball. And
mhm,
so it's very important to do that preventative care of seeing your optometrist. And so what I just had this crazy idea of, why don't we just go out and do a free vision screening?
mhm,
And then usually, it's a piggyback off our organization, or it's in a different city or different state. I would say, let me just go ahead and reach out to individuals in our own community on this Veterans Day and just give back to our community, because it is Veterans Day. I want to show our community
mhm,
that we do appreciate them. And if you do have time, I would really recommend this vision screen. We are going to be checking eye pressures. We are going to look at the back of your eye. We are going to take your blood pressure. And then also for all ages, if you have a baby, we'll look at their eyes. If you're elderly, we'll look at your eyes. It's open to everybody. And I would just, really, if you have time to come out, and it only take, about 30 minutes of your time and everything, and spread the word also. Like, let's say
yeah.
you just went to the eye doctor, or a friend, or, organization or a shelter that might, benefit from this. We definitely want to spread that word.
Yeah, I believe it's so important because a lot of people in some spaces in underserved communities don't have either the proper eye care, because eye care insurance sometimes differs from
Mm-hmm.
your regular primary health insurance. And so sometimes it can be the out of pocket expense can be so massive to where people can't afford it, or they can't afford the co-payments. And so and when sometimes people look at free as being, guys, listen, she just shared with you that everything that's going to be taking place is costly, but they're offering it free. It's just not, when you think about free, let me just kind of give an example, Malia, of what people think about when they think about free. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they think about going out and looking at a poster. Okay, how far can you see these letters, or what letters can you see until it gets blurry? So that's what people think about when they think about these examinations being free. But guys, listen, this is not just looking at a board and seeing what letters you can read. They're actually dilating your eyes. They're actually checking your pressures. They're checking behind the eye. And so now, are you guys going to be doing the imagery machine?
So we're not going to do imagery machine, as in we're not going to show you a picture of your eye, but we
Right.
do have other equipment called a direct ophthalmoscope, where we're going to lean in and then look at your eye, and we can see your retina, your macula, and also your peripheral retina as well. And that's just a simple view that we can see like, oh, you do have something in the back of your eye or you don't, you know?
Okay.
And then from there, let's say you do, or you fail the screening because your you know, eye pressures are too high, or you fail your screening because your blood pressure is too high, or you fail the screening, you know, just because like your visual acuity, so the way you see up distance and close is terrible. From there, we're going to refer you to UAB's gift to sight, and they're going to give you a full eye exam and then also a free pair of glasses as well.
Okay, wait a minute. What those glasses look like, Malia?
I'm not too sure. Unfortunately, I'm not too sure.
I don't want to look like Mr. Magoo with these free glasses now.
Yes, I'm not too sure they're gonna look like, but it's definitely gonna help people, you know, without access to care,
Yeah.
or without it's. And I think the main thing about people not getting their eyes checked, it's about education. So they don't realize like, oh, I didn't take my you know, insulin for my diabetes and it spiked, or like your blood pressure and it spiked. Well, when these things spike, it's gonna spike in your eye. And we see so many people in the clinic where like they lose their side vision, or they lose their central vision and they wouldn't know until they see the eye doctor. And a lot of times when you lose a part of your vision, we can't go back and like give it to you. Now we're going to preserve you losing the rest of your vision. And I think also people don't understand, like, once you lose your vision, of how your life changes, you know, from going to seeing to blind. And so like my profession is here to help you to not let that happen. And that's simply you taking the initiative and coming out and letting us help you. And so that is the whole mission of this vision screening.
Yeah, guys, listen, and you know, and even things like makeup. Okay. So I found out, you know, I'm a makeup girl. I'm a pageant girl. So that's what we do. We do makeup. We like color and eyeliner and mascara and lipstick and all this other. And so what I've grown to learn, Malia, is that in the application of your eyeliner, some makeup artists like to put that eyeliner right on top of the waterline, because it makes your eyes pop and it gives it the volume and the look that you're, you know, the dramatics. Aesthetically looks good, but it's not the best for your, I think your your eye ducts. Like you have like your water ducts in there. And what I found out is that excessive amount of mascara and eyeliner on top of that waterline can cause thick yellow guck to come out of those areas, and you can eventually have dry eye, which is not a cool thing. It's dry eye is really, really, really serious. It can be very painful, and it can be caused by excessive makeup, or, you know, just really not taking good care of the health of your eye. Can you talk a little bit on that for us, Malia?
Yes, I definitely feel like dry eye is almost a whole pandemic in itself. I'm like, everyone has it these days. So yes, with that makeup, you have a drainage system in your eyes. And once you're applying that so close to your drainage system, it's going to go down. So therefore, the fluid no longer drains in your eye, and it's going to get clogged and it's going to get gunky. And the issue is once you get dry eye and once you block that drainage system, it's extremely painful. You're going to notice it extremely quickly, like, oh, I blocked it, I have dry eye. And once you see the optometrist, it's also a expensive treatment. So they might have to put a plug in there to see, like, oh, let's get these other drainage systems open. Or they might have to go through a surgery. Or a lot of people go through other treatments like lasers and stuff just to open those drainage ducts and get that, you know, fluid flowing. So I would definitely say preventive measure is, you know, don't put that makeup on your waterline. So you don't have to later spend thousands of dollars trying to fix what you've done to yourself. And that's just a little education thing that people just don't know about. And it's an easy fix, and it's preventative care.
So, Malia, have you heard about taking a warm cloth and laying it on your eyes, and that can help get those glands operating a little bit better? And then maybe, what do they call it? Kind of pressing in here to kind of get your eye ducts kind of opened up too.
Yes, so we do recommend like warm compresses and stuff whenever you feel like things are irritated and stuff. You can also do over-the-counter eye drops as well. But I would definitely say properly removing your makeup will help, and then never applying it on your waterline as preventative care. So like you don't have to go through all that and the treatments as well. So
Right.
yes, warm compresses will help, open your system and allow things flow better.
So you've ever heard the statement, your eyes are the windows to your soul?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So in listening to you talk today, Malia, I'm really probably more informed now that your eyes can say so much about you. Just looking at your eyes, and with you being in the industry, of course, you could see more than I could ever see. But looking maybe the color of the eyes, you can tell what's going on. I've seen them take my eye and kind of hold it down a little bit, and they look inside and they can tell the coloring in there if something is going on. If children if they're jaundice, the babies and the infants, their eyes would turn yellow. So there's so many things that your eyes can say about you. But we have to make sure that we're doing what we need to do to be checked and have the preventative measures in place. I'm so happy, Malia, that you're offering this free screening. It's going to keep down $40 copays, $50 copays, $30 copays. Guys, listen, you don't have to pay a dime. The only thing you have to do is pay attention. That's all they're asking us to do, is to pay attention and get there. And you know what? This could be the time that we can check our community, knock on some doors, people that in some of these communities that don't have insurance, they don't have adequate health care. We have older senior citizens that can't get out of the house, that they're not bedridden, but they just don't have a car. They don't drive anymore. They're not going to these appointments. This is a good time to take someone you love, guys, take them to the screening so they can go ahead and get checked out. The older you are, sometimes you're more prone to have cataracts. We want to make sure if older people are having that, let's get them checked. If we can get them to the screening, that will be amazing to get them there. But we have to start paying attention to our bodies. High blood pressure, diabetes, all of those things can play a part in our eyes. When you have things like allergies, sometimes people's eyes are puffy. Sometimes I know if my allergies kind of kicking in, I get kind of puffy under my eyes. I know that's something. Or sometimes when I have an allergy, my blood pressure may go up a little bit because of the effects of the allergy. And it affects all of the ear, nose, and throat stuff. All that up in here, upper respiratory plays a part. Sometimes you can have allergies and not know it. And sometimes your ophthalmologist can see it in something that you don't know. Oh, are you having a sinus infection, or do you deal with allergies? What? Well, based on what we're seeing, we're seeing some issues here. So we want to make sure, guys, we've got to do better about going on our appointments, getting checked, getting our eyes checked once a year, getting our teeth checked every 6 months, going to our annual visits. Men are horrible about that. You've got to go. And I'm going to tell you something that's really funny. I've had some of my friends had never been to the doctor in like years. And so when they went and got their eyes checked and realized when they put those glasses on, they realized, oh my gosh, I've been looking at this foggy stuff for years and didn't know life was better on the other side. And so, but you don't know that if you don't get your eyes checked. So you have to do it. And don't be afraid of examinations. Don't be afraid to go because you're afraid of what they may find. Malia, talk about early detection and the importance of it.
Yes, so I would definitely say early detection can definitely save your vision. I definitely want to touch on that component of you're talking about these systemic diseases that can be seen in the eye. So a lot of times, like even now in school, like we're taught to label if you have a lesion in your eye, to document it, see if it grew, because that might be a sign of cancer. Or even like, yellow eyes or different colors of your eyes to know if you have a liver disease or kidney disease. Right. And so it's very important because these can all affect your vision for preventative care wise. And then also with that education wise, where you're saying bring the elderly to these screenings is a lot of times with cataracts, people don't understand that like they have something blocking their vision that's completely natural and it happens to everybody. And they just think they're going blind when they're not. They just get little surgery and then all of a sudden they can see great. So they don't have to live the rest of their life in that state. And so preventive care is like one of the most important things, especially when you're getting to like those big issues such as, diabetes. And we're taught this in school all the time, that it's the leading cause of blindness. So it's kind of crazy to think like, oh, my diabetes is unchecked and I'm going to go blind from that.
Right.
Or it's kind of crazy to think like, my blood pressure is unchecked and I have blood square in the back of my eyes and I'm losing my vision. Or even with that kidney and your liver disease, people a lot of times come to clinic and they leave getting referred to get blood tests because like, oh, you have something going on. Or even let's say you did lose some of your vision. Oh, how can that affect your brain? Did you have a stroke? What happened? And so a lot of times when you're going to see that doctor, even your eye doctor, going annually is very, very important. And I'll reiterate, like, once you lose your vision, we don't have the technology to replace your eyeball. Like, it's gone. It's a different lifestyle. And you go from seeing to no longer be able to see the things you used to be able to see. And so we definitely want to invite the entire community, invite your children, invite their friends, their family, invite the elderly people, invite people that never even had an eye exam or people that don't have access to care. This might be the only care they have. And even though we're not primary care doctors, we can still detect issues and diseases systemically to say, oh, you might have something going on with this. You might want to get that checked out. You might want to get that looked at. Because a lot of times people just don't know. So it's not as if like, oh, they're missing an appointment or they just don't care. It's just they don't know. They don't have the education to know like, oh, this is off and that's off and this is going to lead to that. And so we want you to understand like what you're at risk for and how to make changes to preserve your eyesight and overall, help your body.
Mm-hmm. Yes, guys. Hey, she laid it out there, and we definitely need to go. And like I said, it's free. You don't have to schedule an appointment. You don't have to wait to get in to see the doctor. You can go out this Saturday. So, guys, it's going to be this Saturday at from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Faith Walker's Church. Faith Walker's Church is where the free screening will take place, hosted by the beautiful and the amazing Malia. She is an optometry student at University of Alabama. She's hosting this because she has a concern for our communities and the health of our community and the underserved community. So you want to make sure you get out there, guys. Walk-ins are welcome. Walk in and get checked. I'm going to talk and kind of share some of the things that are going to be taking place here. They're going to be checking for blurred vision, floaters, flashes of light, eye disease, diabetics, dry eye, vision loss, high blood pressure. And if you've never had an eye exam, we're asking for all of these people to come out. And even if your eyes are fine, come out and get it checked. If you haven't had your eyes checked within the last year, come on out and get checked. It will be something that can change your life, guys. And we're going to be talking about it a little bit more as we get closer on to the free screening. We're also going to be putting this in the Ladiez Room Talk Show and also on my personal page as well. So you can go out and get that graphic and hold your finger on the QR code and it will give you more information about it. So it's going to be, free food. Wait a minute. Wait. I'm not going to cut this live off yet. Now, Malia, what kind of food we having, girl?
Okay, well, we did get a sponsor from optometrists in Ohio. So they're part of the Fellowship of Christian Optometrists. And so they were nice enough to sponsor free food for the volunteers and also the patients. So it'll be me with 16 other optometry students and also, a licensed optometrist as well. Okay. And so as supplies last, we are giving, little to-go lunches as well to the patients. So, yeah, it was a blessing to get free food. It was amazing.
Yeah, that's always a big encourager. So I would recommend you get there at about 10-ish so you can get your food and get checked. And so I think it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a good time to fellowship and meet more people there. And most importantly, let's go ahead and just get our eyes checked, guys. If you're seeing floaters, if you're having dry eye, if you're having blurred vision. These things. So let's get out there, get checked. It'll be done, over with, painless. It's free. Get out there and get a thorough eye exam, And so go out there and meet Malia. She's going to be out there with a couple of her compadres. I think it's going to be a great time. So Malia, before we end the show here tonight, I would like to bring you front and center. You'll be on the screen for a second by yourself. Mm-hmm. If you can encourage people, how can you encourage people who've never had an eye exam before? I want you to encourage them in your own way, mm-hmm. and let them know the importance and why you have such a passion about them getting checked.
Okay. All right. So if you've never had an eye exam before, we definitely encourage you to get checked. So the issue of never getting checked is like we're going to have stations, we're going to check your eye pressures. So that is mainly for preventive care towards glaucoma. And so high or low eye pressures may seem like, oh, you might have an issue with your eye. And that's just a simple little check that you can do. And we're going to be having this here at the screening as well. Or even for diabetes, let's say you're a younger child, especially school age children that never got their eyes checked. They don't understand that, your vision's supposed to be clearer than this. And so that might even help them academically in school. They might be avoiding near work or avoiding, distance work from the board. And so that might be hindering their education. So we definitely recommend to you to come and get your, free vision screening. We're going to do multiple stations. We're going to have a bunch of people here helping us and also helping you. And the main mission of this is preventive care for other eye diseases. And I will, say again, the issue of not getting checked or never having it got checked is you might have something. And that's the scary part. And then let's say if you do have something, at least so you don't lose anything from coming. Only thing you gain is I know that my eyes are okay, or I know that they're not, and I need to go and speak to other people and go ahead and get my full eye exam. So I really do that y'all hope y'all come this Saturday. We would love to see y'all. I hope that you share this word around the community, share around your social media pages, and we really would love to serve the community.
I love it. Guys, words spoken from a pure heart who wants everyone to be healthy. Malia, thank you so much for hanging out with me inside the Ladiez Room show tonight. And you have a virtual key, so you can use it at any time when you want to come back and hang out with us.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. All right, guys, listen, go out there and get those eyes checked. That's going to be this Saturday at 10 o'clock p.m. from 10 to 1. Free food while supplies last. Go out there and get those eyes checked. It's going to be a thorough examination out there at Faith Walker's Church. And let's see if I can get an address out there for you, but you can also Google them. So that's Faith Walker's Church. That's 2838 Ruffner Road, Birmingham, Alabama, 35210. Yes, that's going to be at Faith Walker's Church, 10 o'clock a.m. to 1 p.m. Free, thorough vision screening. You want to get there, guys. Don't miss out on it. It's free, and food while supplies last. But if you can RSVP, that will be even better. But if not, walk-ins are welcome. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us inside the Ladiez Room Talk Show. We'll see you back here next week and have a safe and wonderful rest of the week. Good night.
Step into the Ladiez Room with Clarissa.